friend, or someone that I consider to be my friend, started to question things that I was posting. I made a post on Instagram about numbers and Black people being incarcerated and how they're 6 times more likely to be incarcerated and killed in the hands of police than a Caucasian American. And it was like a whole thing because I went back and I do my numbers. Whenever I post something, I make sure I know complete control about it and what I'm posting so that I don't look like a dummy if you try and come for me, because I really do my research and no one can come for me unless I send for you, okay? Don't try it. Say happy Pride Month to all of my LGBTQIA members in the community. This month is for you. And then also, along with this month, let's get into this great story that I have about friendships that just ended. So, of course, everyone knows at the beginning of the month, like even before, it was like actually the end of May, George Floyd died, may he rest in heaven. And there was the whole movement that started with Black Lives Matter all across America. Everyone across America, and including beyond America, it went globally actually, where people were marching for the arrest for the officers that committed the crime against George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, and countless others that have died at the hands of police due to an underlying thing called systemic racism. Now, the big movement right now is to hashtag defund the police. It's something that's taking over, and it's been a spreading hashtag for over 2 weeks now. And in the midst of the beginning of it all happening, starting at the beginning of June, I myself took it upon myself to be more socially active with my posts and making sure that I was aware of everything that I was posting and really using my platform to voice the stories of those who weren't being told on mainstream media, to keep the story and the conversations going amongst my friends so that there was no question about if I supported what was happening or if I questioned what was happening, because I am in complete support of what was happening. When riots were happening, I was still there for those people. I didn't care so much about the act, but I cared for the message that they were sending. And I think the message that was getting sent was getting muted by people, and when you go back and look at countless numbers of footage that popped up during that time when it was all the looting was happening, you saw a majority of Caucasian people that were joining in on the movement actually starting the looting. And it was the crazy part because people were like, oh, it's a Black Lives Matter movement, it's like a whole racist thing. It was not. People were polluting the message and making it something that it wasn't. But I can go into a whole story about that, but I'm not, because that's not what this video is about. It's about me and my friends. So, going up. So, take me back. I started posting about the whole movement, and all of a sudden my friend, or someone that I consider to be my friend, started to question things that I was posting. I made a post on Instagram about numbers and Black people being incarcerated and how they're 6 times more likely to be incarcerated and killed in the hands of police than a Caucasian American. And it was like a whole thing because I went back and I do my numbers. Whenever I post something, I make sure I know complete control about it and what I'm posting so that I don't look like a dummy if you try and come for me, because I really do my research and no one can come for me unless I send for you, okay? Don't try it. But anyways, so going back to the post. So I made the post or whatever, and my friend commented on it. She's like, do you know the numbers? I said, sure do. I said, Caucasian Americans actually get incarcerated at a higher rate than people of African American descent, and actually get pulled over and killed. And I said, okay, that's crazy. But what was crazy to me was the fact that you weren't correlating the fact that African American population is significantly lower than Caucasian Americans. So when you look at the African American population in America compared to those that are being restrained when it comes to those that are Caucasian on the counterpart, it's a huge difference, and it makes a bigger impact on our community than it would on those of Caucasian Americans. Not saying that what's happening is right, but right now, your life is not in danger. People of color's lives are in danger. So that's the point of saying Black Lives Matter. And that's what I would have said, but I was like, okay, yes, I do know the numbers, and I posted, and I said, here are the numbers for those that like to come for me, and numbers. Oh, she didn't like that. Then I go to Facebook, and I have the message right here, and I made a post on Facebook because I was like, oh my god, this is so true. And this so apparent friend just so happens to be a Trump supporter too. Honey, I wasn't sending shots for anybody, to be honest with you. I just post content that I know is true. And the post said, not all Trump supporters are racist, but all of them decided that racism isn't a deal breaker. Did you catch that? Okay, I need you to catch that. Decided that she wanted to go on like a little rant of her own, and throughout this entire time she's been posting things that I haven't made comments on, but my other friends are seeing it. I just choose not to look at her stories sometimes because I know the craziness that she posts. But when it comes to like our interactions and our conversations, I know she has love for me, and so I hadn't said anything about it. And so, long story short, I go back to my Facebook, not even my Facebook, my Instagram, after making like a couple posts, because I was posting nonstop for, actually I still am posting nonstop, like 4 million, so like I'm still posting nonstop, even though it's not like a huge deal for everybody anymore, but it's still a huge deal for me because I have to live this life. This is a part of my story now at this point. And so, I'm continuously posting whatever, and for some reason I was like, oh, well, someone's like, did you see this picture? And I was like, no, because she has a child as well too. And for those of you that know me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry to that woman. But go back on there. Look, nope. I go and check the list of like friends, not on the friends list. Go back to my Facebook page, not on the list. Go to my Snapchat, nowhere to be seen. Posted something, and then I went, for some reason I was looking at, because I wanted to see if someone had looked at it, because I made a post for them, and they hadn't seen it. And you know how you have like the little others box underneath like your little Snapchat page? She was under the others, and I was like, oh, I know what that means. She unfriended me on Snapchat. I was like, okay, thank you. But the crazy part about it, kind of coming full circle, I follow my girl Lil Lovey on Instagram, and at the beginning of it, she said, oh, if you lose friends, that's okay. You're probably going to lose friends during this whole entire movement, and that's okay. And I hadn't even thought about it, to be completely honest with you, because I was like, most of my friends and the people that I associate myself with actually know what's real and know what's going on, and they probably wouldn't unfriend me. We would have a real heated conversation, but we would agree to disagree, and we would find a meeting ground for us to move forward with. Nope, this didn't happen. And it brought it back full circle for me is because we have been friends for over years and years. Like, we've been through many things together. We stopped talking for like a year, came back together. We've been friends since high school, and the crazy part is, like, I wasn't expecting this to come, but my other friends definitely were. Like, people that know her and know me together, they were like, yeah, we knew this was gonna come at one point, because it goes through a cycle. And to be honest with you, wasn't even thinking about it, didn't really care about it, but long story short, back to the point, my message for this video is to stick to your beliefs, stick to what you believe in, and if you lose friends, those people truly aren't your friends. And to be honest, I'm kind of okay with losing people at this point, because if you're going to be in my life, you're going to be in my life for me, and I know that no matter what I do, if we have an altercation like this and we agree to disagree on something, we can talk through it and have an educational conversation. And maybe like I'll tell you something that you didn't even think about, and maybe you'll see a perspective from my perspective, and I may see something from your side and agree with something that you're saying, but we'll come to a conversation that we're having together instead of you just coming up and deleting me. So, main message, be you, be the bad bitch that you are, be rooted in your opinion, and don't let anyone try and tell you that your opinion is not valid, because many times I have chosen not to speak up on many things just to not rock the boat, and this time I couldn't do that. I couldn't stand by and let things happen and not speak on things that I knew were not right, because it just didn't feel right in my spirit, and I am done with playing the nice person. And I always try and be nice to my friends, caring to my friends, but sometimes I never get that reciprocated. And if you can't reciprocate that back, then guess what? We're not friends. And it's time for you to go. And I will see you on the other side. So, yeah, we lost a friend. Someone that I thought was like going to be like a close friend that was going to be at my wedding. But like, it's okay. We will move on. My wedding party will still be full. And I will have countless number of other beautiful people standing beside me. People that are in tune with the movement, that are doing things even without recognition that I know align with what I believe. And some people that may not align with what I believe, but we've had an educated conversation and we've met somewhere in the middle and we know what's right and what's not right. We may not agree on everything, but we agree on what's right and what's not. So, yeah, it's been a pretty eventful week. Again, thank you guys so much for staying tuned with me. Thanks for still watching and staying here and being here with me. I will for sure have an update coming on my keto diet because we're still on the weight loss journey here and we're going to get back to being our best self because 2020 isn't canceled. It's just getting started, y'all. And it's cancer season and that means my birthday is coming up and I'm so excited. But do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all want to see because I'm back and we're going to have some more videos coming next week. I've already recorded them. They are in the process of getting edited by myself, of course, because I edit my own videos, I shoot my own videos, because we are a one-man show, right? Like I said, stay tuned, hit that like, comment, subscribe button, let me know what you want to see below, and the party's just getting started. I can't wait to get back to recording because I missed you guys, so please, and I will see you all